Hello and welcome. It is Christmas Day and today no more present because I'm Danish and the advent calendar I bought in Denmark and we celebrate Christmas Eve and not Christmas Day. But I will still be making this video today where I will rank the games and talk a little about what I thought about the deal. But let's start off by the ranking. I have been disqualified. Why did I put it over here? I disqualified Gran Turismo because it's the only game that didn't work, so I don't want to rank it based off just not playing it. And let's start off with In the Zone 2. The basketball game, the sports, I think it was the only sports game if you don't include like a racing game as a sport. Yeah, what can I say? It's a sport game. I don't like those. The controls felt clunky and maybe it's just because I'm not used to sports games, that could also be a good reason why. Oh, I should probably also say the ranking is based off what little I had played with the advent calendar. So some of these are probably in a wrong order, and if I gave them like an hour or two more playtime, the ranking would change. But no, this is just based off what little I have played. So that's why it might seem odd my ranking. But let's get to this one. This was a reason for a lot of rage. Vanishing Point. This only sealed game I got with with my advent calendar. And thankful for that, because I got really mad when I had to unseal it and then figure out that it was a pretty crappy game. Honestly, I really hated it. I didn't enjoy this at all. Next one is Command and Conquer. Now it probably didn't help that I was a little hungover when I played this one, and yeah, it's a strategy game on the PS1. A strategy game on consoles, they just don't work, and I didn't have like super much fun with it. There's some fun live action cutscenes that are in the game that could be really fun to watch, but you can find those on YouTube. You don't need to play this strategy game to find them. Next one, people might get a little bit mad, but I didn't have much fun with it when I played it, and that is Tomb Raider 3. I know it's probably a much better game than what I'm ranking it as or against, but I was stuck in that mansion. I couldn't figure out where or how to go out, and the controls are just aged very poorly, and yeah, I didn't enjoy this experience. Might again, if I play a few more hours of this and figure out how to get out of the mansion and learn the controls a bit better, I might rank this a lot higher, but no, I just can't by what I played it by. I'm babbling a bit. It's early in the morning, I'm tired. Fuck off. And next one is also one that people probably like a bit more than I do. It's Vigilante 8. I didn't like the controls. It was kind of hard to kill the enemies or like get them focused on and something like that. I mean, I didn't have much fun with it as I thought I would, but yeah. But at least it's in a pretty case. I don't know what I'm talking about. Next one, people might also get mad about, but that is GTA 2. Yeah, the controls are very bad. That was probably my biggest gripe with this game. Very bad controls. What else? I think I didn't get that fine. I think I spent most of the game just in the tutorial section and complaining about how bad the controls are. It might be way better on PC or something like that, but yeah, I didn't enjoy this for the PS1. Next up, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Or Hvem vil være millionær? It's the Danish game where I had to translate the questions. It's I mean, I kind of wanted something like this because I love the TV series. I watch it when it is on TV. It's kind of fun, and you always wonder how it would be to be on that TV series. But it's not like a game, like an amazing game to get on the PS1. But I had some fun playing this. Could maybe have a bit more fun playing with a few friends. Next up is the first racing game. I also think it was the first game in the advent calendar. Speed Freaks, an arcade racer, or no, a kart racer, like with power-ups and speed booster points or whatever they're called. And yeah, again, I didn't enjoy the controls that much. They were a bit, I mean, I'm more used to something like Crash Team Racing, and the controls are just spot on in that game. Here they were a bit, I don't know if it was floaty I had the problem with, but it just didn't feel as good as I wanted to. The levels looked awesome, but the controls just didn't really do it for me. And maybe if you get used to it, but why would you get used to it? It will get a lot better. But hey, here is the ranking of that. Next one, the G-Police, where you play as a helicopter in a dark city. shooting enemies. It was fun enough game. Just wish, I don't know if there are other levels in the game than just Dark City, because it was really hard to find my way around, and I don't know, I didn't enjoy that so much. Also, the controls took a little getting used to, but it was fun enough. I had fun enough. I'm glad to have it. But yeah, this is where I put this one. Next one up is there was the closest competitor to G-Police, and that is what's it called again? Firestorm Thunderhawk 2. Yeah, also a game similar to G-Police. It's a game where you control a helicopter or something like that, and fly around, shoot enemies, do mission stuff, and I don't know, again, I think if I give this a more chance I could enjoy this a bit more, same with D-Police, but yeah, I don't know, it didn't really click with me, but this is where I'm gonna put it. Next one is one that I had surprisingly much fun with, despite it being not that well regarded, and that is AutoDestruct. It's a game here where I control like this badass car and shoot up vehicles and do stuff. Maybe it's because you're underground and the levels were bright and kind of nice. I don't think there was that much fog, despite it being relatively old, and I enjoyed this game. It was like crazy fun, not crazy fun, but it was crazy and a little bit fun. That's probably how I would put it, and yeah, it was an enjoyable game. Next one up, Resident Evil. Now, I wasn't hating the controls as much as I probably used to. Maybe I'm just getting more used to old games like this, but I know I really didn't enjoy this game when I was younger because of the controls, and I've learned to live with it a little bit. I still don't think it's like super amazing, but here it is. Next one, Typhon Wrap of the Tiger. Fun little platformer that I've never heard of. Again, it's a game where I would like to play a bit more of, because when you look at the back, it seems like we get like quite a few power-ups, and it could be really fun to get a bit further, but that will come one day. Seems like a really fun platformer beat 'em up games. And a game I probably had a lot more fun with that I should have had, and that is South Park with the snowball throwing. I mean, it's South Park. It was simple snowball throwing. The fog in this game was fucking unbelievably thick and hard to look around it. And I look at some pictures in the back here. They do not represent the game. Like, holy crap, it would be way more foggy than what they show here. And but I had so much fun with it. Throwing snowballs and turkeys. It's simple, it's fun, it's dumb. I mean, it's kind of enjoyable. And I'm just basing this off what little I played. So maybe this will get worse or really annoying down the line, but I had some fun playing. Next one up is Final Fantasy VIII. I like a good JRPG, but I didn't really click. I mean, I only played like what I played like 20-30 minutes. That's not enough time to get into a JRPG. You usually spend like a couple of hours before you think if this would click with you. But yeah, I don't know. It's that Final Fantasy game that I think a little too edgy or edgelord for me. I don't know. Just when I look at the characters with their gun swords, and it seems it's more like a romance story than anything. But I don't know. I haven't played it. I just heard other people complain about this, and I mean, I played better, honestly, from what little I played. Next one up was the last game of the advent calendar, Crash Bandicoot. I'm probably putting it a bit low because I was a little disappointed in this being the last game of the advent calendar, but it was still fun. I mean, it's Crash, it's fun enough. It's definitely not the best Crash Bandicoot game in my opinion, and yeah, I don't know what else to say. Fun platformer. Gets a little bit hard later in. And we're getting to the good ones, the last pile. And that is Parasite Eve 2. Kind of like, a little bit like Resident Evil, but not so much as I thought it would be. Like, when I hear people talk about this, it's like it's almost a clone of Resident Evil, but I don't think it is. It's just another game with tank controls. The combat feels very different, and there's RPG elements in this one. It seems like a very cool game, and maybe also one, if you played the first one, it will be a bit more fun because you know what's going on. And also when you get them perhaps a little later in this game and you unlock more stuff, or I'm guessing this one of those games that when you get further in the game, more things will just open up, and it will be a lot more fun. But it seems really interesting from what I've played. I would like to play a bit more, but I want to play the first game before I play this one, so I gotta import that someday. Next one is another game I probably like way more than I should, Duke Nukem, Time to Kill. It's just a fun third-person shooter with Duke Nukem. It took, again, the controls took some time to get used to. It didn't seem like completely hard to get used to. I enjoyed it. It was it was simple enough once you learned how to strafe, or how I learned how to strafe. Just need to try out the buttons, I guess. I'm an idiot. But yeah, fun third-person shooter with the Duke. Such a man out of time, but hey, it was very enjoyable. And speaking of Duke Nukem, here was Land of Babes. I think when I look online, I think more people like Time to Kill more than Land of Babes. But I don't know, I just had a bit more fun playing this one. I don't know, maybe it's because I owned this one as a kid as well, and played on there, and there was a bit of a nostalgia face to it. But I don't know, I feel the guns and the combat felt like just a little bit better. The level that I played here was a bit more varied in what you could do, like crawl up and down, and I don't know if that's counted as a varied, but it just and crawl from those hang thingies. I'm babbling right now, I'm tired, sorry. And it was an enjoyable game. I enjoyed this thing, and that's where I'm gonna place. The next one is a game that I usually regard as one of my top 20 games of all time. I'm placing it relatively low on this one, despite I'm probably love this game more than the others, but just because I didn't have as much fun playing it this time as I did the 3 other games. Does that make sense? I don't know if it does, but here is Tekken 3. Really awesome fighting game, probably one of my favorite fighting games of all time. I love this thing, and I got it on December the 7th, if I remember right, and it is awesome. You gotta play this. I mean, some people think they like the second game more, but this is the one to get for the PS1. This and 5 and what else? I'm not that crazy about the newer ones, but this one and 5 I played like a ton of when I was younger. So one of my favorite games of all time, but I'm placing it not at top of this list. It makes no sense, I know. Next one is Crash Bandicoot 3 Warped. I mean, this is another game I have so many nostalgic memories of playing this. This is a platformer. Like the first Crash is like, really, it's not my cup of tea. It's enjoyable enough, but it's not what I would consider a super enjoyable game. This one, however, is just so much fun. I enjoy this game, I really do. It's perhaps also a bit easier than the first one, and you can save between all the levels. So if you beat one very hard level, you can save, and you don't have to play it over and over again like you sometimes have to do with the first game. And it's really fun. I really enjoy this. So that's where I'm gonna place it. The second last game, I probably say in plural. That's a hard word. Rayman and Raymond 2. This little combo pack here, that was so awesome. I got this one. I'm so happy with it. Rayman 1 was surprisingly more fun than I remembered. I remember having quite a few problems playing it when I was younger, thinking it was very hard. Rayman 2 I never played before, and it was really fun. I enjoy a good platformer. I'm a huge fan of the third Rayman game, like Hoodlum Havoc for the PS2. I played a ton of that when I was younger, and this seems like also really fun. I have heard since then, because I thought this was the second best version to get. I heard that this should be the worst one, and the one that I thought was the worst one is for the Nintendo 64 is supposedly the best one to get. But again, I don't know. I think that's what people like. That people's opinion or something like that. I'm still gonna be happy to play it on here, and then maybe one day later pick it up on Nintendo 64 or Dreamcast. I don't know. And time for the last game, and this one surprised me. This one surprised me a lot. I was not sure I was gonna place it this high, but I did, and it is Resident Evil 2. I mean, again, as I said, I don't really like the controls of the Resident Evil games. I like a good horror game, but I don't like bad controls in my horror game. And the controls are still very clunky and not that fun. But the environment, the zombies, everything was it just clicked with me. I just really liked this one. For some reason, a lot more than I remember I used to like this one. I'm babbling a lot, sorry. But yeah, I like this a ton. And it's my most... the one that I wanted to get back to the most, and it's really weird. It's despite me remembering really not enjoyed it, but I gotta give the old Resident Evil games another chance. The first one, I'm not that crazy about. This one seems like it's just miles better than that one. And hey, this has been the ranking of my advent calendar. And do you think it was worth it? This year, No, not really, honestly. I got quite a few games that I wanted. I didn't get as many. I was feared a bit because last year on the Nintendo 64, I didn't own a single Nintendo 64 games when I ordered the calendar, so I wasn't afraid of getting anyone that I already owned. This year I was afraid, but I think I only got like 2 or 3 games that I already owned, and and they were in like better condition than what I own, so that's no problem with me at all. However, the amount of money I spent on this one, I would probably rather spend that amount of money on like 10 PS1 games that I really want, and not get like half of these, if that makes sense. And yeah, I'm not that crazy about this year, honestly. And there was one game that didn't work that is just really bummer, the Gran Turismo one, where I put it. I'm gonna find it later. And yeah, I mean, I got some really good games for my collection, but I wanted to get like more RPGs and stuff like that instead of yeah, what did I get? Instead of Crash Bandicoot, or rather I got something like a cool RPG or Silent Hill. Really want Silent Hill, and yeah, I don't think I have much more to say. I know it's a bit dark and grey outside here in Denmark, and on Christmas Day, which we don't celebrate, so I'm just sitting in my apartment, relaxing, playing around with my present I got yesterday from Christmas Eve, and making this video, I guess. Fun enough. Oh well, how do I end this? I guess I just end it. If you've been sticking through this bad English and this advent calendar I've been making that has been a bit of a mess again this year, you are a real hero. Thanks for watching and Merry Christmas.